The only guide showing you how to complete all 21 side Easter eggs on Black Ops 6 Zombies Liberty Falls. From a free ray gun as early as round 1, and jet guns hiding in the trunks of cars, to blood pool orbs and a newly discovered Gravedigging Easter egg that gives you some insane loot. We'll start with the last side Easter egg to be discovered, as it's not covered in most guides. This Easter egg gives us a shovel so we can dig up the graves in the graveyard. To do this, head to the rooftop above Speed Cola on Hill Street. Look towards the church and you'll see a barrel on the stone wall. I highly recommend you ping the barrel before calling in your streak so it's easier to spot. Next, you'll need a score streak such as a chopper gunner or an LDBR. Direct your kill streak towards the barrel and destroy it. When you exit your streak, you'll now see a shovel on the floor next to the wall. There will be no prompt to pick this up, but hit your interact key and you'll be able to grab it. Then head up Hill Street to the graveyard. Go to each of the headstones and hit interact. You'll either be given loot or you'll dig up some kind of foul creature that you'll need to kill. Occasionally, you'll dig up the odd live grenade. This even works on the flat gravestones that are partly hidden by grass and dirt, so there's a lot to dig up. The loot from this includes salvage, lethals, weapons, armor, tacticals, and most importantly, perks. I believe you're guaranteed a perk from this Easter egg. I got Deadshot daquiri, which doesn't have a dedicated perk machine on Liberty Falls, but more on that later. The other recent discovery is the blood pool side Easter egg opposite the bank on Main Street. Head to the metal fence next to the pool and quickly throw in 3 Semtex. After a 5-second wait, it will spit out a red orb that contains loot. You can also throw the Semtex from the roof of the bank, although doing it at the fence is more optimal. That loot most often contains salvage along with some tactical and lethals. Be warned, it'll also spawn some vermin for you to deal with. One of the great things about this side Easter egg is that it's repeatable. I believe it resets every vermin round, meaning you can go back, throw 3 Semtex and get even more salvage. What the other guides didn't catch is that if you do this 3 times, on the 3rd time you'll be given a fire sale power up. Up until now, this was the missing power up from the list. This next side Easter egg is something you can do immediately off spawn. Head to the motel and find these 2 vending machines. If you melee the vending machine on the left, it has a chance to spit out free loot. That loot includes the ray gun, although it is random. It can also spit out points, perks, ether tools, and the occasional troll like a flashbang. Sometimes it will just spit out unusable crisps or a snack. The best part is that you can do this every single round. Just wait for the zombies to start spawning, then melee it. If you consume melee macchiato and then melee the vending machine, you'll destroy it and it'll drop a bunch of loot. Most of the time it's just a chunk of points and salvage. Be warned, after you do that, the machine is destroyed and you can no longer melee it each round. Next, in the bowling alley, there's a pool table. If you shoot any of the balls, it'll spit out a free 100 points. If you have double points active, it'll give you 200 points. As a bonus, there's a stamina machine right beside the pool table. If you go prone at this, or any other perk machine on the map, you'll get 100 points loose change. Next is a way to get Deadshot daquiri for free very early on in the game. This is useful as Deadshot is the only perk that doesn't have a dedicated machine in Liberty Falls. You will need a sniper rifle to do this Easter egg. Head to the back right of the cemetery and aim your sniper through the gap where the zombies spawn in. On the wooden fence, you'll see 5 cans. You need to quickly shoot these cans off the fence without missing. If you fail, the cans will slide off the fence and appear in the next round, allowing you to try again. If you're successful, your character will start drinking your free Deadshot daquiri perk. So, bonus tip, it is actually possible to do this with an AR. When you're at the fence, change your FOV to 60. You'll now be zoomed in enough to see and shoot the cans. Remember, take your time, just don't miss a shot. The next side Easter egg creates a zombie rave on the map that can actually be useful for the main Easter egg. To do this, head to Riverside, which is the first gate to the right of spawn. There are 2 sets of binoculars that you can look through. Look through the first and you need to find a zombie dancing on the rocks. Leave your camera on that zombie as the binoculars expire. Go to the next set and find the zombie again. If you've done it right, you'll see a bunch of lights appear and the zombie will start dancing. All nearby zombies will stop chasing you and start dancing to the music. As they're all standing still, this is really helpful for lining up easy headshots. The best part about this is it works on elite zombies too. That can be extremely helpful with the main Easter egg. The bus is conveniently placed right next to the second LTG step. The powerful elite spawned in by the first LTG will also dance to the music, so you've got options. So this side Easter egg is one of the best ways to get the jet gun without doing the main Easter egg. Around the map there are 3 black and gold Buick style cars. If you look through the windows and into the back seat, one of these cars will have Mr. Peaks inside. This is the current Easter egg car. car. Next, you'll need a Mangler. Get the Mangler to fire his cannon at the car and you'll hear Mr. Peaks laugh and a weapon will be thrown out of the trunk. You can also destroy this car with a Mangler cannon score streak or by using the mutant injection and firing your Mangler cannon at it. If you then wait a few rounds, Mr. Peaks will appear in the back of a different black and gold car. This allows you to repeat the Easter egg. If you can keep all 3 black and gold cars intact, you get 3 attempts at some high tier loot. Next, you can make it rain zombies at the church and get yourself an epic or potentially even legendary Aether tool to upgrade your weapon rarity for free. On top of the church spire, you'll see a zombie head. You need to hit this zombie head with either a lethal such as a grenade or a molly, a concussion grenade, or you can shoot it with explosive rounds. If you can manage to hit the head, zombies will start falling from the sky. When the zombies hit the ground, they will drop loot. Most commonly, it's essence, armor plates, bits of equipment, and even score streaks. But if you do this past level 10, you will be guaranteed a rare Aether tool. That'll save you 1,000 salvage to upgrade your weapon's rarity. What other guides don't mention is that the later into the rounds that you do this Easter egg, the better the Aether tool becomes. Do this past round 40 and you'll get an epic Aether tool worth over 4,000 salvage. So for this side Easter egg, you'll get to play as a superhero called Aetherella. There's also a secret bonus step to upgrade her into a more deadly form. To do this, you need the jet gun. You need to suck up 9 small Aetherella statues dotted around the map. Starting in Ollie's comics, there's 4 statues to collect. There's one on the desk near the back door, one next to the boarded up window with the blood on it, one next to the Aetherella trap, more on this later, and one on the shelves above quick revive. There's also a statue on the motel sign in the spawn area. Next, head to the roof above Speed Cola and suck the left window on the building opposite. Go up Hill Street to the church and you'll find one more in this window. Go down to the bowling alley, jump on the white bus, and you'll find one on the Liberty Lane sign. Then, head to the bank roof. You'll need to open this door and drop down to the smaller roof. Aim your jet gun at the AC unit for the 9th and final statue. The second you suck up that last statue, you'll turn into Aetherella. You are completely invincible in this state and you'll have super powerful lasers that absolutely tear through mobs. You can even use Aetherella to cheese the final boss fight. But that's not all. You can upgrade your superhero powers by going back to Ollie's comics and spending 1500 essence to activate the Aetherella trap. In this upgraded mode, you'll move considerably faster around the map. Next, there are 8 free power-ups around the map. Several of these are incredibly useful at different points in the game. The first is max ammo. On the spawn roof, turn around and look down at the bridge here. You can also grab it from the ground floor next to where the exfil spawns. Next is bonus points. This can be found in one of the top side windows of Ollie's comics. This is great for the early game when you're buying doors. Next is the double points. This is located on the water tower that is visible from the lock shed near the cemetery. You can also hit this double points from the spawn rooftop. It's easier with a sniper rifle, but it is doable with an AR. One trick is to shoot the double points from spawn, clear the zombies on the way to Ollie's comics, and shoot the bonus points for an additional 1000 points. Next is insta-kill. This one is located on the back of the church roof. You can hit this one before entering the boss fight in the church, which is super helpful. Max armor can be found in the white and blue house opposite the flower shop. It can be a little tricky to shoot, but it's at the bottom of this trolley. Next is full power. This is tucked inside the barrier behind the white bus outside the bowling alley. Lastly, and probably the most useful, is the nuke. On the Alamo roof, you can peek through the top window to see a nuke sitting on top of the chandelier. The location of this nuke is pretty clutch. Both the Alamo roof and the street next to Liberty Lanes are exfil locations. Call in your exfil and pop this nuke to quickly clear the hordes of zombies. The 8th and final power-up has been a bit of a mystery until now. As we've already covered, completing the blood pool side Easter egg 3 times spits out a fire sale. For this next Easter egg, call your cousin Roman, because we're going bowling. This Easter egg allows you to compete in a bowling minigame for the chance to win some really great loot. To start this Easter egg, you need to shoot 5 pairs of bowling shoes around the map. The first can be found in the gas station window under the spawn roof. If successful, you'll see purple sparks and smoke. The next pair can be found at the hardware store opposite Ollie's comics. This one is a bit trickier to spot, but the flickering light will reveal its location on the shelf. Next, head up Hill Street to the AK-74 wall buy house. Look through the window and under the chair on the right will be the next pair of shoes. The 4th pair can be found at the very back of the cemetery. Through the fence, you'll see a pair of shoes hanging from the tree branch. Next, head down towards the bowling alley. In the house with the Tanto wall buy, the final pair of shoes can be found on top of the coffin at the back. Here's a map showing all 5 bowling shoe locations if you want to pause. Once you've shot the last pair of shoes, you'll be teleported to Mr. Peak's bowling alley. He'll spawn in a bowling ball, and picking it up starts a 2-minute timer. You basically need to charge up this bowling ball and send it down the lane, knocking over as many zombies as possible. Multiple zombies can be taken out with one ball, so try to wait for an overlap in zombies crossing the lanes. 300 is the perfect score you're looking to achieve. Depending on your score at the end, you'll be given a gold, silver, or bronze trophy containing loot. The gold trophy obviously gives you the highest chance of getting a good reward such as a ray gun, so this Easter egg is actually repeatable. After a few rounds have passed, go to the toilet window in the bowling alley and shoot the shoes in the toilet bowl. You'll be instantly teleported back to Mr. Peak's bowling alley where you can try the minigame again. This next Easter egg is super useful for the final Liberty Falls boss fight. You're going to need to have the napalm burst ammo mod on your weapon. Head into the church and there's 2 sets of unlit candles. Fire your napalm burst weapons at these candles to light them. You'll know they're lit when you see a puff of purple smoke. When both sets of candles are lit, a fire trap will appear in the middle of the room. This is super helpful for taking out the hordes of zombies during the Easter egg fight. That allows you to focus on putting damage down on the boss. This next side Easter egg allows you to unlock the vault inside the bank so you can make use of all those loot keys dropped by elites. The vault requires a 6-digit code to unlock. The first part of the code can be found on the desk next to the vault. Right beside the binder there's a post-it note. Write these down and head to the next location. Go inside Ollie's Comics and jump inside the middle of the desks. On the side of one of those desks will be your next 2 digits. For the last 2 digits, head to the bowling alley. On the snack bar counter there's 2 beers in a bucket. As much as it pains me to say, destroy those beers and reveal the final 2 digits. Head back to the vault and input your 6-digit code. Once inside you'll have 45 seconds to open the deposit boxes. The rarity of the key you are using will decide the value of the rewards that could come from the boxes. Some of the high tier loot includes ether tools, ether crystals, and even the wonder weapons. Lastly, here's how to activate the Easter egg song Destroy Something Beautiful on Liberty Falls. You'll need to find 3 pairs of headphones dotted around the map. The first can be found between the motel and the bowling alley. Get close to it and press interact. The next can be found on Washington Ave underneath this bench. The last pair can be found on a pew inside the church. Activate it and the song will play.